Module 1, Deconstructing the 1-Hour Expert Concept. Lesson 1.1, Introduction to the 1-Hour Expert Framework. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our first session. Imagine you're scrolling through YouTube. You see videos on Learn Guitar in 30 days or Master Photoshop in 20 hours. They feel like huge commitments. Now, you see a video titled, I learned to solve a Rubik's Cube in 60 minutes. Suddenly that feels different. It's a small, exciting promise of a quick, visible transformation. That is the magic of the 1-Hour Expert Framework. It's not about becoming a true world-class master. It's about achieving a surprisingly impressive result in a shockingly short amount of time. Our learning objective for this lesson is to define the core premise and unique selling proposition of the 1-Hour Expert course concept. In this lesson, we will define the 1-Hour Expert concept, break down its core promise to the viewer, and identify exactly what makes it such a unique and powerful format for YouTube. So let's dive in. What exactly is the 1-Hour Expert concept? It is a video content format where a creator documents their journey of learning a tangible new skill from scratch to a point of clear success, all within a 60-minute time frame. The final product isn't just a tutorial, it's a story of transformation. The viewer gets to witness the entire arc from, I have no idea what I'm doing, to, wow, I can't believe I just did that. This brings us to the core premise, the transformation promise. The real product you are selling to the viewer is not the skill itself, but the feeling that transformation is possible and accessible. Viewers are drawn to the emotional journey, the initial struggle, the small breakthroughs, the aha moments, and the final satisfying success. They see a normal person succeed and think, if they can do it, maybe I can too. This format's unique selling proposition, or USP, is simple: high reward, low commitment. For low commitment, unlike a 20-hour course, a 1-hour video is an easy yes for a viewer. It's an impulse watch. The time investment is minimal. For high reward, the skill learned is often something that looks very complex or impressive, like lockpicking or calligraphy. The reward of learning this skill feels disproportionately high for the tiny time investment, creating immense value. Now let's put this into practice. Think about skills you've seen that impressed you. The activity is to brainstorm 3 to 5 potential skills that you believe could fit into the 1-Hour Expert framework. For each skill, think of one sentence on why it would work. A great brainstorm might include something like, basic calligraphy. It would work because a few simple strokes can produce a visually beautiful result very quickly. A simple card trick. This is a perfect fit because it's based on a secret process that, once learned, creates a big wow factor. Solving a pyraminx puzzle. This would work because, like a Rubik's Cube, it seems complex but is based on a few repeatable algorithms. To wrap up this lesson, let's consider a key question. In your own words, what makes the 1-Hour Expert concept uniquely appealing to a broad YouTube audience? The ideal answer is this. The concept is uniquely appealing because it combines a low time commitment, just 1 hour, with a high value reward, an impressive new skill. It's not just a dry tutorial, it's an engaging story of transformation that makes the viewer feel inspired and believe that they too can achieve a surprising result quickly. This combination of entertainment and achievable inspiration is what makes it so powerful.
Welcome back. Not all skills are created equal for this format. Imagine trying to learn to build a car engine in 1 hour. It's impossible and frustrating. Now, imagine learning to perfectly shuffle a deck of cards like a casino dealer. That feels achievable and cool. The key to a successful 1-Hour Expert video is choosing the right kind of skill. We're looking for the sweet spot, skills that deliver a big wow without requiring a lifetime of practice. Our learning objective for this lesson is to identify characteristics of skills that are suitable for the 1-hour expert format, focusing on those that appear complex but are surprisingly achievable. We will now establish a clear checklist of 4 key characteristics to look for when selecting a skill. This will become your filter for finding perfect 1-hour expert ideas. Characteristic number 1, the illusion of complexity. The best skills for this format are those that look very difficult to the average person, but are based on a simple set of rules or a specific trick. For example, solving a Rubik's Cube seems like a genius-level task, but it's actually about learning a few simple, repeatable algorithms. Characteristic number 2, a high wow factor. The skill must be visually interesting or socially impressive. It's something the viewer would want to show their friends. For example, learning a basic, elegant card trick has a much higher wow factor than learning to type 5% faster. Characteristic number 3, clear, measurable success. The outcome must be undeniable. There should be a clear before and after. A picked lock is either open or it's not. A solved puzzle is either complete or it's not. This provides a satisfying conclusion. Characteristic number 4, teachable in simple steps. The skill must be breakable into a few core repeatable steps. It's about learning a process, not achieving innate physical mastery. For instance, basic calligraphy is about learning to form specific strokes. Now, let's practice applying these. Look at these 3 skills. 1, solving a Rubik's Cube. 2, basic lockpicking. 3, juggling 3 balls. Which of the 4 characteristics do they possess? Let's break it down. Solving a Rubik's Cube has the illusion of complexity, a massive wow factor, very measurable success, and is teachable in steps, algorithms. It's a perfect 4 out of 4. Basic lockpicking also has an illusion of complexity, a high wow factor, measurable success, the lock opens, and is teachable in steps, learning to feel the pins. Another 4 out of 4. Juggling 3 balls has a wow factor and measurable success. While it is teachable in steps, it relies more on muscle memory, making it slightly harder, but still a very strong candidate. Finally, for your assessment, consider this scenario. You are considering 3 ideas for your first 1-hour expert video. 1, learning basic conversational Japanese. 2, learning to solve any Sudoku puzzle. Or 3, learning to bake a loaf of sourdough bread from scratch. Which one is the best fit for the format, and which is the worst? Justify your answers using our 4 characteristics. Here is the breakdown. The best fit is learning to solve a Sudoku puzzle. It perfectly fits all criteria. It has an illusion of complexity, a high wow factor, measurable success, the puzzle is solved or not, and is teachable in simple steps based on logical rules. The worst fit is baking sourdough bread. It fails on multiple fronts. Success isn't guaranteed or easily measurable in 1 hour. Proofing and baking take much longer, and it's not a simple, repeatable process within that 60-minute time frame. You have now deconstructed the core philosophy of the 1-hour expert and have a framework for identifying the perfect skills for this format.
Module 2, the psychology and strategy behind rapid learning content. Lesson 2.1, the power of clickability and clear value proposition. Welcome to Module 2. Now we'll explore the strategic reasons why this concept is so effective. Imagine 2 street vendors selling juice. One has a sign that says fruit juice. The other says, feel energized in 60 seconds with our famous mango zinger. Which one are you more likely to walk toward? The second one makes a clear, fast promise. On YouTube, your video's title and thumbnail are your sign. A boring title is invisible. A compelling title is a magnet. Our learning objective here is to explain how compelling titles and clear value propositions contribute to high viewership. We will break down what a value proposition is and learn the 3 key ingredients for a clickable 1-hour expert title. So what is a value proposition? In simple terms, it's a clear promise of the value a viewer will get. For our format, the promise is always transformation. A bad proposition is learning a skill. A good proposition is watch me learn a seemingly impossible skill in 1 hour. To build this, you need 3 ingredients. Ingredient number 1, the curiosity hook. Start with a phrase like, I learned, can I learn, or first time trying. It frames the video as an experiment. Example, I learned to pick a lock. Ingredient number 2, the specific skill. Clearly state the impressive skill. Example, to pick a lock. Ingredient number 3, the time constraint. This is the critical promise. State the time frame clearly. Example, in under 1 hour. Putting it all together, I learned to pick a lock in under 1 hour. This title is a complete package. Now let's try an activity. Rewrite these 3 generic titles into the 1 hour expert style. 1. Calligraphy tutorial. 2. How to juggle. 3. My Rubik's Cube attempt. Here are some powerful rewrites. For calligraphy tutorial, you could write, I learned basic calligraphy in 1 hour. For how to juggle, you could try, can I learn to juggle in 60 minutes? For my first time solving a Rubik's Cube, a much better version is my first time solving a Rubik's Cube. I did it in under an hour. And now for our assessment question. Why is a title like, I learned to solve a Rubik's Cube in 58 minutes generally more effective than how to solve a Rubik's Cube? The answer is, the title, I learned to solve a Rubik's Cube in 58 minutes is more effective because it's not just a tutorial. It's a story with a challenge and a measurable outcome. It creates curiosity. Did they actually do it? And presents a clear, compelling value proposition of rapid transformation, which is more emotionally engaging than a simple how-to guide.
Lesson 2.2, Building Emotional Connection and Shareability. Let's continue. Think about your favorite movie hero. You don't just like them because they win. You like them because you see them struggle, fall, and get back up. The struggle makes the victory meaningful. Your 1 hour expert video is a mini hero's journey. Showing the clumsy beginning is the secret to making your audience care. Our objective is to analyze how documenting the learning journey, including struggles and breakthroughs, fosters emotional connection with viewers. We will discuss why showing vulnerability is powerful, how to frame the struggle as part of the story, and why this is what makes viewers share your video. First, vulnerability creates relatability. When you show yourself fumbling the cards or making a mess with the ink, you are showing that you are a normal human being. This builds trust and makes your final success feel more authentic. Second, embrace the narrative arc: struggle, breakthrough, success. The beginning: I am a complete beginner and I have no idea how to do this. The middle: this is the longest part. Show your attempts, failures, and frustration. Crucially, also show the aha moments where you figure something out. The end, the final successful demonstration. This feels triumphant because the audience witnessed the struggle. Finally, remember that people share content that makes them feel something. The 1 hour expert journey makes viewers feel inspired and impressed. They share it because they want their friends to feel that same wow. This is how a video goes viral. Let's do a quick activity. Outline a very short 3-act story for a hypothetical video. I learned to draw a realistic eye in 1 hour. Think about the setup, the struggle, and the success. A great outline would be: Act 1, Setup. Show a first attempt that looks like a lopsided lemon. Say to the camera, okay, this is my starting point. It can only get better from here, I hope. Act 2, Struggle and Breakthrough. Show yourself getting frustrated with the shading. Then have an aha moment. Oh, the reflection in the pupil isn't pure white, it's light gray. That changes everything. Act 3. Success. Reveal the final drawing, which looks remarkably like an eye, and express your genuine shock and pride. To conclude this module, let's address a critical question. Why is it so important to show the struggle part of the learning process? Shouldn't you just show the successful parts to look more expert? The answer is definitive. It is critical to show the struggle because the struggle is what builds an emotional connection with the audience. It makes the creator relatable and human. Without the struggle, the final success feels unearned and less impressive. The journey of overcoming challenges is what creates an inspiring story that makes people care and want to share the video. Module 3. Real-World Applications and Inspirations. Lesson 3.1. Case Study, Mike Boyd, Learn Quick. Welcome to Module 3. Now that we know the what and the why, let's look at real-world examples. Imagine wanting to learn about building a successful company. You could read a textbook, or you could study the story of Steve Jobs. Seeing a real example is the best way to learn. In our world, the best case study is a creator named Mike Boyd and his channel, Learn Quick. Our learning objective is to analyze Mike Boyd's Learn Quick channel as a prime example of the 1-hour expert strategy in action. We'll break down exactly how he uses the principles from our first 2 modules. First, who is Mike Boyd? He is a YouTuber who built his entire channel around learning new, impressive skills as quickly as possible and documenting the process. His videos are the perfect embodiment of this philosophy. Let's analyze his strategy. Skill selection. Mike consistently chooses skills with the illusion of complexity and a high wow factor. Spinning a basketball, ripping a deck of cards, picking a lock. These are perfect examples from Lesson 1.2. Value proposition. His titles are simple and powerful. Learning impressive skill in a short time frame. They make a clear promise. Emotional journey. He excels at showing his struggle. He talks to the camera about his frustration, shows repeated failures, and then visibly celebrates breakthroughs. He masters the narrative arc. For this lesson's activity, I encourage you to go to YouTube and watch Mike Boyd's video, Learning to Wheelie a Bicycle in 5 hours. As you watch, look for one specific moment that shows the initial struggle, an aha moment, and the final success. If you've seen the video, you'll notice the struggle is constant at the beginning, where he can barely keep the front wheel up for a second. An aha moment comes when he realizes he needs to focus more on his brake control than just pedaling. The final triumphant success is the long, stable wheelie he holds at the end, met with his pure, genuine excitement. For your assessment, think about this. Based on what you've seen, list 3 key takeaways from Mike Boyd's content strategy that you could apply to your own video. Here are 3 perfect takeaways. Choose the right skill. Pick something that looks hard but is learnable, just like he does. Be honest about the struggle. Don't be afraid to show yourself failing. It's the most relatable part of the video. Celebrate the win. Make the moment of success a clear, high-energy payoff for both you and the viewer. Module 4. Blueprinting Your Own 1-Hour Experts Series. Lesson 4.1. Selecting Your First 1-Hour Expert Skill. Welcome to our final module. This is where theory turns into action. You've learned the what and the why. You've seen it in action. Now it's your turn. The most important decision you'll make is choosing that very first skill. Our learning objective is to apply criteria to select a suitable skill for an initial 1-hour expert video. To do this, we will use a simple 3-question checklist to filter your ideas. Answering yes to these 3 questions will give you a great starting point. Question 1. Does it pass the surprising skill test? Review the characteristics from Module 1, illusion of complexity, high wow factor, measurable success, and teachable in steps. Does your idea fit? This ensures the video will be entertaining. Question 2. Am I genuinely curious about it? Your genuine enthusiasm will be visible. If you're bored, they'll be bored. Your personal interest is the fuel. Question 3. Can I learn it with what I have? Do you have the necessary tools and resources? For your first video, choose a skill with a low barrier to entry. Now for a quick activity. Brainstorm a list of 5 potential skills you could learn, then run each of them through this 3-question checklist. Which one looks like the strongest candidate? Let's imagine one of your ideas was learning to solve a 2x2 mini Rubik's Cube. Let's run it through the filter. Does it pass the skill test? Yes. Am I curious? Yes. Can I get the resources? Yes, I just need the cube. It's a strong candidate. For your assessment, you have 2 ideas. A, learning 3 complex cocktail recipes, or B, learning to solve a 2x2 mini Rubik's Cube. Using the 3-question checklist, which is the better choice for a first video and why? The clear winner is B, learning to solve the 2x2 mini Rubik's Cube. It strongly passes the checklist. 1, it has the wow factor and measurable success. 2, it's a classic curiosity-driven skill. 3, the only resource needed is the cube itself. The cocktail video is weaker because success is subjective and it requires buying many ingredients, potentially violating question number 3. Lesson 4.2. Structuring the 60-minute learning journey. Welcome to our final lesson. You've picked your skill. Now what? You can't just press record and hope for the best. A great video needs a blueprint. Our objective is to develop a basic outline for a 1-hour expert video, segmenting the 60 minutes into key learning phases. We will use a simple 4-part structure to plan your entire 60-minute session. Part 1, the setup, minutes 0 to 5. Your goal is to hook the viewer and state the mission. Introduce the skill and show your before state by attempting the skill and failing comically. Part 2, the foundation, minutes 5 to 20. Your goal is to learn the absolute basics. Consult your learning resource and focus on the 1 to 2 most fundamental rules. Part 3, the grind. This is the core of the video. Your goal is to practice, fail, and improve. Film your failures, show your frustration, and capture your breakthroughs. Part 4, the finale. Your goal is to demonstrate success. Give it one final focused attempt, perform the skill successfully. This is the big payoff. Let's do our final activity. Choose the skill you selected in the previous lesson. Using this 4-part video blueprint, write 1 sentence for each part describing what you would do. If your skill was solving the 2x2 cube, your outline might be: Setup. I'll show the scrambled cube and prove I have no idea what I'm doing by just twisting it randomly. Foundation. I'll watch a tutorial to learn the single most important algorithm for solving the last layer. Grind. I'll film myself repeatedly messing up the algorithm and getting frustrated, then finally getting it right once. Finale. In the last 5 minutes, I'll do a complete, timed solve from start to finish for the camera. And for our final assessment question, why is it important to have a setup or before section at the start of your video instead of just jumping straight into the learning? The answer is that the setup section is crucial because it establishes the starting point of the journey. By showing you are a complete beginner, you create a baseline that makes your final success at the end of the hour feel much more dramatic and impressive. It's the before picture that gives the after picture its power.
Conclusion, of course. You have now completed the master course on the 1-hour expert concept. You began by deconstructing the core idea, explored the psychology that makes it compelling, studied real-world examples, and finished by creating a practical blueprint to build your own. You now possess the foundational knowledge to not just understand this format, but to begin creating it yourself. The journey from zero to hero is now a story you can tell. Thank you for joining me.